Welcome to Holistic Health is Hot, where your journey to sculpting your dream body meets holistic health. I'm your host, Ashley Roberts. Here, we're going to chat about mindset hacks that have completely transformed my life and dive deep into nutrition and movement that will help transform yours. We're going to get into the intense connection between mind, body, and soul so you can glow from the inside out. Let's get into it. And remember, holistic health is hot. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Holistic Health is Hot. We are talking about 5 tips to actually stick to a routine. I polled on my Instagram and people's biggest struggle was sticking to an actual routine. So I'm going to talk about 5 very, very key tips to help you step into your routine with ease so it doesn't feel like you have to constantly force yourself. But before I get into the episode, I want to do a little life update. I used to do these, but I haven't in a while, and I think it's kind of fun because I had a very, very exciting thing happen this past week. My nephew was a foster, and he is officially adopted, which is so exciting. And I'm so proud of my brother and sister-in-law. It's been a long journey for them, and I'm just so proud of them for sticking with it. And Casey is his name, Casey Mac Robots. He is the cutest thing I have ever seen. I swear, other than Cora, they're both so cute. But for those of you who don't know, Cora is my niece and she's 7 and Casey is 2. And Casey just has so much light to him. Like, he is such a special child. I've never met a happier baby in my whole entire life. Seriously. Honestly, the baby fever, though, it's still not real because I have access to Cora and Casey whenever I want because they're freaking cute and they live down the street from me. But yeah, that was very exciting. We got to go to court and it was really fun. I guess it was supposed to be like in the family courtroom and it wasn't. But I mean, I still thought it was so special and so cute. And they had a whole fan club. A lot of Taylor and Amanda's friends were there and like Cora's friends. So it was really special. Then we went to Brewster's after and just kind of celebrated a little bit. But, oh man, he is so freaking cute. It's so interesting because I couldn't really post him on social media for a while they were going through the fostering process. And he just lights up my world, and I wanted to light up other people's worlds too by sharing photos and videos of him. His laugh is just like magnetic. He's so funny. I don't know what his favorite word is, but one he says really well is Debo. And I hope for people in the Bay Area, you know who that is. He's on the 49ers, but he's so cute, so crazy active. It's so funny, the difference between like Cora as a girl growing up and seeing her. Because truthfully, she was the first child I've ever really seen kind of grow up. Wasn't really close with that many younger people. I mean, I babysat here and there when I was younger. But yeah, it's just so amazing to see her grow up and seeing him grow up too and just having him part of the family. Oh, I'm so happy, so relieved too. So yeah, that's one very exciting thing. Let's see. I think the next thing I just wanted to update you guys on is I feel like I was so obsessed with moving to Tahoe. And I think it's not that I'm giving up on that. I still want to move to Tahoe at some point. But I think me just wanting to move so badly was hindering my happiness now. And like where I am right now, I was just so focused on like gotta move that I wasn't able to enjoy my actual life. And again, I'm not saying I'm gonna completely give up on that, but I needed to take a second to be like, okay, let's be grateful for where we are in the moment and what you get to do on a day-to-day basis, your job, your clients, like being close to your family. Just be grateful for that. And then, when the time is right, we will jump on it. I'm not giving up on it, but I think I was not able to be happy here because I was so hyper focused on wanting to move so badly. So I'm kind of excited to just let that go a little bit and kind of, just be happy in the present moment. Okay, another thing, Eric and I are going to Hawaii, which I'm so freaking hyped for. We're going for 2 weeks. in April. So that kind of helped with the just not being so eager to just move as soon as possible. I kind of planned some trips. So in March, so April, me and Eric are going to Hawaii for 2 weeks. My mom and stepdad are going to be there for like the tail end of it too. So we'll get like a little bit of overlap with them, which will be fun. My uncle has a place in Maui, so we pretty much go every single year. And then I also am going to visit my sister in Colorado. She moved, I don't even know, maybe like 6 months ago now, but I'm going to go visit her, which I'm really, really excited for because I feel like I have never actually spent time with just her, like away for a weekend before. And Colorado looks absolutely amazing. We're going to go snowboarding. She's like my goal is to convince you to move here. I was like, I don't think it's going to take much, but I'm very excited for that. And I think, yeah, just like, again, focusing on like being happy where I am, planning some trips. Also going to be going to Arizona. My great aunt Toddy is turning 100. Shouts out Toddy. I'm excited to go see her. I haven't seen her in so long, so that will be fun. Me and Eric, my mom, and my stepdad are all going. I think that's in March. Also, my family, well, I'm like kind of working backwards. My family is also going to Tahoe in a couple weeks, so that will be fun. Lots of fun things planned, which I'm excited about. So, but I learned my lesson last year to not put too much on my plate because last year we literally did so we're traveling so much for weddings and stuff like that. So I am definitely allowing myself space this year too and not just going ham and planning a million things. I need to chill this year a little bit. Anyways, lastly, I just want to remind you guys, if you don't already know, that I started a free community called the Confidence Collective, where you are going to get a ton of free tools. I understand that not everyone can afford coaching, and I never want that to be a reason why you don't invest your time on your health. So I really just, again, wanted to create a community of women that is going to support each other, level up in all areas of life. So I'm doing a ton of free trainings in there, workouts, but the only caveat is you have to participate, okay? So a lot of the things you have to participate a certain amount, you essentially get points, and then that way you can level up to unlock certain things. So that's the only catch. You have to participate, which I think is very fair. So yeah, link is in the show notes if you want to join that. Again, like, I'm not joking when I say it's free. Like, you don't have to pay for anything. I just, again, wanted to create a community of women that want to level up. So join the Confidence Collective, okay? Link in the show notes. All right, anyways, let's get into today's episode on 5 tips to actually stick to a routine. Number 1, creating a routine that actually works for you. I think so often people think there is this one perfect solution, this one perfect routine that you have to do in order to reach your dream body or feel confident in your own skin. And that's bullshit, honestly. You have to figure out what works for you. And because everybody has different lifestyles, like, if you're a mom, your lifestyle is going to be completely different than my lifestyle. If you work a corporate job, your lifestyle might be a little bit different than me that owns my own business. If you're a nurse, a night shift nurse, you're probably going to have a way different schedule than me. So it's about assessing your lifestyle and where you're at right now, because it doesn't have to look the same. There's not one secret formula that is going to get you to your dream body or get you to level up in your life. It's about figuring out what works for you. And step 1 is assessing, okay, what does my life look like right now? Literally write out what your day-to-day looks like, and then write out what you want your day-to-day to look like, and go from there. Take small baby steps from there. And honestly, setting realistic goals is so important, because I know so often people freak the fuck out. They're like, I need to change everything right now. And then they change everything, and then they change everything for a week, and then they get exhausted and they throw their hands up in the air, and then they go back to doing nothing. And it's not really that all or nothing mindset. And it's so important to set realistic goals with yourself. You know, I think people are like, oh, I really want to work out 5 days a week because that's what I think is going to work to get my dream body. When it's like, honestly, like, if I'm being real with you, this is the least I've ever worked out in my life, time and amount of days, and I am the thinnest I have been since I was vegan and had a really bad eating disorder and lost a bunch of weight. Like, I'm almost the same weight as I was then, and I work out less than I ever have. And so And honestly, I'm not super proud of that. I want to work out more. I actually mentioned this, that I did some identity work that really has helped me actually commit to working out 4 days a week. And the thing is that I don't set time limits on myself. Like I have to work out for an hour. I'm like, okay, I have 20 minutes. I'm going to do a 20-minute workout instead of just completely, again, throwing my hands up in the air and being like, oh, well, I can't do a full hour workout, so I'm just going to not do anything at all. And again, with the creating a routine that works for you, it's about thinking about the lifestyle that you want. You know, your lifestyle, you might not want the lifestyle that I want. You know, I am obsessed with mindset because it actually works. Psst, it actually works. So use it. But anyways, since I'm obsessed with mindset and I know how powerful it is, I want to do a 3-step morning routine for myself with mindset work, meditation, journaling, and reading. And sometimes podcasts, even listening to podcasts that inspire me, I feel like is a good mindfulness activity. But maybe that's not you. Maybe you don't want a 10-step routine. Maybe you want to wake up and go to the gym and that's kind of your therapy or whatever. It's about figuring out what's for you, because if you try to implement my routine that is, you know, meditating for 10 minutes, journaling for 10 minutes, and then reading for 10 minutes, if you try to force yourself to do that and you hate all of that, it's not going to work. You're not going to stick with it, obviously, because you're dreading it and you're not looking forward to it. But if you can actually figure out what you are going to look forward to and then do that, I know it's just going to make it so much easier for you to actually stick with it if you actually enjoy it. And there is, you know, that there's also this other place of it might not be fun at first, but once you actually stick with it, you are going to be shocked at how easy it gets. I use this brushing your teeth in the morning example all the time, but you know, you're a kid. You know, little kids, if you're not around little kids, they don't want to brush their teeth. They want nothing to do with it. They fight. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this. You kind of have to force them. But now you think about, and I'm sure you did that as a child, but now I think about us now and we don't, like, I brush my teeth 3 times a day sometimes. Like, it's so easy because it's a habit that happened over time. And so when you kind of think about habits in that way is, yeah, they're kind of hard at first. And then once you get into it, they get easier every single freaking day. And so it's not to say like if your routine is just not easy, you're like, okay, it's not working for me. It's like you got to know the fine line of like, when am I self-sabotaging? When am I not showing up for myself? And when am I truly like, this isn't working for my lifestyle? Like, example with a client, I wanted her to do some mindfulness in the morning, but we kind of talked about it and she's like, I really want to get up and go to the gym and move my body. And I feel like I won't have the time to do that mindfulness in the morning. And if I do, like I was telling her too, you can't force yourself to do that, because if you're like sitting there meditating, trying to be like, okay, meditate, wait, I gotta go. Like I have 5 minutes, I have to get to the gym, blah, blah. Your brain is not even going to be able to relax. So what we did is instead of doing these mindfulness activities in the morning, we're like, cool, let's do it in the evening. You want to wake up, go to the gym. I do think it's great to have some sort of like positive mindset work in the morning. So she's like on the treadmill or on whatever cardio machine she's doing when she warms up, she'll put on a guided meditation, or she'll put on some positive affirmations, or maybe even blast music and say her affirmations in her head. Whatever it is that works for you, that's how you're going to stick with it. Because if you're constantly working against yourself and working against what you want to do, you're never going to want to do it. Look, nobody likes to be told what to do, including yourself. You don't even like telling yourself what to do. And I know I'm not the only one. I feel like that's why I started my own business. I'm like, I don't fucking like people telling me what to do. I talked about this before where I was kind of afraid of discipline for a while because I had forced myself to be disciplined for so long. And I just had this like fear of feeling stuck or feeling disciplined that I was afraid of it. And again, you just have to make it work for you. Okay. You got to make it work for yourself. And telling yourself and forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do never lasts very long. And if it is something that you're like, I hate all workouts, it's like, okay, well, let's find a way of working out that works for you. But also we can start small, start with just going on walks, start trying different things. So there's options here. We got options. So stop feeling like you have to work out 5 days a week or you have to do meditation first thing in the morning because that's what I do or that's what somebody else you see on TikTok or Instagram or whatever does. Like, it's about figuring out what works for you and your lifestyle, and that may take trial and error, okay? But the more you practice, the easier it is. Number 2 is make rituals cute and fun. I don't even like to use the word routine, to be honest. I like the word rituals because it sounds cuter to me. I'm not even shitting you. This is actually what I mean. When you make rituals or routines fun and cute, it's so much easier to actually do them. I was just telling a client yesterday that I used to be so bad at taking my supplements. Same with Eric. We were just so bad at it. Like I don't know. We even have like the old grandma things where you have like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we have them all put in there every single week and we just still wouldn't do it. And one day Eric put his vitamins in this we have like these 2 cute little cups, like they're all wooden, little mini cups that vitamins fit perfectly in like each day. And he did that one day and I was like, oh my gosh, this is freaking genius. So every single morning, because I'm usually up before him and downstairs, I will put both of our supplements in there for the day. And I have not missed my supplements since. And right now I'm on a huge supplement protocol because of my naturopath that I went to. And so I'm taking like 4 supplements 3 times a day, plus these other herbs, plus another thing right before bed. So I'm taking a lot of supplements and I haven't missed once because I made it cute. I posted on my Instagram story a couple times of like my little like wooden bowls they're like little mini bowls. I feel like they're like for dipping sauce, but yeah, I put me and Eric's in there and I'm like the supplement police now. Like I tell Eric, I'm like, I literally have to remind him because it's a habit and it's a ritual for me now and I don't ever miss it. Another thing too about rituals, I feel like there was a period of time where I was fighting doing my morning routine. And that's really weird for me because I'm typically that girl. I'm obsessed with morning routines. I thrive off of them. They make me feel so good. I look forward to doing them. And there was a period of time where I was like, no, this sounds horrible. And then I got some candles. Literally, that's all I had to do was make it cute and fun. And I got candles and I would go downstairs because I feel like I was doing it in my office. My office was kind of always a mess. And so instead of doing my morning routine in my office, I moved it downstairs, lit a candle, cozied on up on the couch and did my journaling, did my meditations. And it was so much easier for me to actually look forward to doing that because it was like cute and fun. But again, it's about making it work for you. If you hate candles, you're probably not going to look forward to that. So the other thing you can kind of do too is to make rituals a little bit more cute and fun is if there's something that you dread doing, like maybe you hate affirmations. You hate them, but you know you want to do them because you know you want to work on your mindset. So do them while you're drinking coffee. I think coffee is something that we can always pair with something that we don't necessarily love doing to get us to actually do the thing. Whatever it is in my business that I dread, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make it cute and fun. I'm going to light a candle. I'm going to drink my coffee and then I'm going to do the thing. And I can actually stick with it because it's cute and it's fun. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is not so bad. I'm trying to think of some other things that you can do to just like, I don't know, make rituals a little bit more fun. Even, okay, showering. I have a whole podcast episode on how to actually elevate your rituals. So if you want to go into a little bit more detail on that, I'm not sure what episode it is. I feel like it's like 5 or something. But yeah, one of the beginning ones, maybe 4. But anyways, making them cute and fun, just like it's a vibe. And even, I updated my most recent morning routine now. I actually do in my office because as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, I have my cute little setup back there and I have like a little twinkly lights and my salt rock lamp and I set the vibe. So when I wake up in the morning, I come straight into my office, especially now that I put a couch in here. And this is like, it's ever evolving. See how like I used to do it downstairs, lighting a candle, but then I got these twinkly lights, got this salt rock lamp from my mom for Christmas. So now I meditate and I look forward to it because I'm like, ooh, it's so cute in here. Like, wow, love it. And so I look forward to it and I don't miss it. And same with evening routines, I have another Salt Rock lamp in my bathroom, which is also good for a lot of different reasons, like not having blue light in your eyes. But when I take a shower, I set the vibe, I put on a guided meditation, and I just vibe in the shower, and I'm so freaking relaxed. Maybe some essential oils on a towel. Again, I won't go into any more detail on how to elevate your rituals because I have a whole freaking podcast episode on that. But yeah, make it fun so you actually start to enjoy it. Even get a cute coffee cup, or maybe you want to start drinking lemon with electrolytes, so you add some Celtic salt in there. So you add salt, or so you get your cute little cup, and you look forward to that in the morning because I have my cute little cup that I'm going to put lemon water in. I'm not saying you need to go out and buy things, but just another way to really get yourself to look forward to it and actually have fun with your rituals instead of feeling like it's a chore. Also too, your perspective is your reality. So if you're like, fuck, I have to do my morning routine, this sucks, it's gonna suck. So change that attitude, girly. Okay, number 3 is switch them up when you need to. I think, and this kind of goes along with the last one where I told you I switched from, feeling exhausted of doing my morning routine in my office to going downstairs with a candle. Now I'm back in my office because I set the vibe in here. So switch them up when you need to. Maybe that's switching location. Maybe that's switching up what you're actually doing. Truly, the possibilities are endless. And when you take the time to switch it up, you are that much more likely to actually want to show up for yourself. And that can be with routines. That can be with working out. I think so often people are a lot of people in the fitness space are you have to do these workouts, the same workouts for 4 to 8 weeks. And I think if you want to do bodybuilding, yeah, for sure, do that. That's the best way to build muscle and lose fat, is to strength train. But this is where I have a different kind of approach, because let's just say you are in this all or nothing mindset, kind of like I talked about at the beginning, where you're okay, I have to do this 4 days a week, strength training. Monday comes along, you're like, hell yeah, let's do it. Tuesday comes along, hell yeah, let's do it. The third day that you're supposed to do the strength training, you're like, this is the last thing I want to do, and you just don't do it, or you half-ass it. So instead of forcing yourself to do that kind of workout, you are like, okay, what do I feel like doing today? Okay, maybe it's, walk and podcast. Maybe it's yoga. Maybe it's something different. And so you actually show up for yourself because you don't feel like you have to do this other kind of workout. And so switch it up when you need to. Switch up your morning routine. Switch up your workouts. Switch up your habits. Switch up, your evening routine. Switch it up if you get freaking bored. Okay? Switch up your meals. You can switch up every single kind of habit to keep it new and interesting. I even think about this a lot too, because a lot of times I get so bored of walking when I do the same loop every single time. I'm like, okay, gotta go walk, so I'm gonna do this. But if I keep walking the same path the whole entire time, I get so freaking bored. Except there's one path that it literally never gets old because it's so beautiful. But I used to live right by it, and I'm not that far away, but I'm also not that close, and I have to walk on a main street and to get there. But at my mom's house, the path is just freaking gorgeous at sunrise and sunset. It is just amazing. And I never dreaded walking there because it was so beautiful. So now I find myself I don't want to go for a walk because it's the same boring path that I do all the time. And so switching it up, there was a point in time when I would kind of set this goal for myself. Okay, I'm not going to walk the same way more than once in a week. And I actually really like doing that. I feel like it got me motivated to go outside and walk. So yeah, switch it up when you need to. There's no magic formula. And especially with working out and sticking to actually working out, I just think we get so caught up and we have to do it this certain way, when if you actually enjoyed the workouts that you're doing, you'd actually look forward to doing it. So you would actually show up for yourself. But again, it depends on your goals. If you want to be a bodybuilder, yeah, you probably can't really move intuitively. But if you're just a lifestyle girly trying to lose weight, lean out. You don't have to have this perfect workout exact routine. A lot of fitness coaches will probably hate on me for that, but that's how I feel. That's how I've seen the most progress in my life. That's how I've seen my clients do the most progress. The best workout you can do is the one that you are going to stick to. And you are much more likely to stick to something if you are actually enjoying it. And so switch it up when you need to. There is no harm in that. Number 4 is create space within your rituals and routines. So often, again, these are all kind of tie in together, but it's so important to build flexibility in your rituals, because if we are rigid in our routines, you're not going to stick with them. You're going to have this all or nothing mindset, and you might be on and perfect for a couple weeks, maybe even a month or two. But what happens when you get burnt out is you just quit altogether. You don't just not show up for yourself one day. You end up throwing your hands in the air and you quit altogether. But if you can create space in your rituals and routines, you have that masculine energy of, okay, I'm going to move my body every single day, or I'm going to do my morning routine every single day. But you have that flexibility and fluidity of feminine energy to be like, okay, I'm going to let myself decide how I feel. So an example of this is, let's just start with morning routines, okay? Every single day, I'm doing my morning routine. No questions asked. I'm doing it. No questions asked. I'm not doing morning routine. But I'm going to allow myself that space and flexibility to kind of decide what I want to do in that moment. Maybe I have a minimum requirement of I'm at least going to do a 5-minute meditation every single day. No questions asked. No matter where I am, when I'm traveling, if I'm houseboating, if I'm snowboarding, if I'm having a regular work day, I am going to get my morning routine done with, at the minimum, being a 5-minute meditation. And the rest of the days, maybe I have options. I have journaling, I have going for a walk, I have meditating, I have podcasting. I have lemon water, I have a smoothie. I have a list of all these kind of different options. So based on how much time I have, based on how I'm feeling, based on the results that I want, I can decide in that moment what I actually want to do in the morning. And so for me personally, with my rituals, I kind of have the same one Monday through Friday. I meditate, I journal, and I meditate, I journal, and I read. And then sometimes I have lemon water, which starting today, I'm actually gonna actually make that more of a thing. But, that's maybe more of an option. Maybe my minimum is the meditation, which I typically do have as on the weekends. I don't force myself to really journal, but I do meditate. I don't force myself to read. Typically, I end up reading more fun stuff on the weekends rather than self-help. But it's about creating the container for yourself. What does that look like? Because if we're just oh yeah, I'm going to do my morning routine, but what the fuck is it? What is that? What does that mean to you? It's about having the list of things to do so you don't just show up and do nothing. And I think this works for working out too. I have a lot of clients, that struggle with sticking with the gym and working out. And so what we decided is, okay, 3 days of working out is the minimum requirement for me. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide that day of how I'm feeling, what I want to do. And that actually gets you to work out more. I have a client, she's I've been hitting my workouts every single time that I said I'm going to, because I allowed that space for myself instead of forcing myself, I need to do this kind of workout. But instead, doing a kind of workout that feels good to you in that moment. Because look, there's so many things that affect how we feel in a day, how we sleep, how stressed we are. If our boss says something to us, if we're in a fight with our partner, so many things affect how we feel. And I'm not saying we should just go off strict feelings. I am not saying that, I don't feel like working out, so I'm just not going to, if you have some sort of goal that you're trying to accomplish. But it's about allowing yourself that space so you're not in this all or nothing mindset, because you can show up for yourself in the way that you need in that moment rather than feeling like you have to force yourself into something. So, requirement, 4 workouts a week. Okay, how long do I have to work out? Doesn't matter. What am I doing? Like for me right now, I'm working out 4 days a week, 2 upper, 2 lower. How long are they? Depends on how I feel and how much time I have. What kind of workouts? Depends on how I feel and how much time I have. I am very in tune with my body, so I ask myself what I need today. And maybe it's only like yesterday. I wanted to work out before I had an appointment. So I could have either saved myself to work out in the afternoon to have a longer workout, or I could have just worked out for the 20 minutes that I had. And I'm so fucking glad that I worked out when I did, because I got home and I had client calls till like 7:00 and I didn't have the energy. Like there's no way I would have actually worked out. I would have been a nothing day instead of okay, I'm just going to get a 20-minute workout in. And that's fine. Again, like I'm happy with my body, and the more you start to tune in and listen to her, the more she will reward you in a sense. So having that space, that flexibility is so important when you're starting out your journey. And until the rest of your journey, the most important thing is to do your rituals, do your habits, and do them in a way that works for you. So what works for me is creating that flexibility. I know so often a lot of clients like, I want the discipline. Tell me what I need to do. And it's like, if I force you to do something, you're going to do it for 2 weeks. But it's about working together to figure out what is actually truly going to work for you in your lifestyle, in your schedule, in the space and energy and the capacity that you have that day. And it looks different for everyone, but it's about tuning in and listening to your body. I also, in the Confidence Collective free community, I created a training on intuitive movement and how to stick to a routine. So don't really touch on the stuff that I just talked about, but it's more about movement. And I talk about this scale that you can make. And I don't think I'm going to go into too much detail on here. If you want to listen to that, go into my free community, and it's under the free trainings. So long story short, you can kind of create a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, okay, what symptoms do I have right now? Motivated, excited to work out, hyped on life, got amazing sleep, feeling good in my body. 1 being like exhausted, slept like shit, horrible day at work, partner and I are in a fight, whatever it may be. But you fill in all the symptoms from 1 to 10. And then you say, okay, from 5 to 10, I'm going to the gym. From 2 to 5, I'm going to maybe do lighter intensity workouts. And then from 1 to 2, I'm just going to go for a walk. It's a great way to learn to listen to your body, because so often we don't know. It's hard for us to tell, what is our body saying to us? This is exhausting, not really knowing, especially after you've done a million diets and tried all the things and you're not happy with your body and you feel like a stranger in your body. You don't even know the reflection that's looking back at you. It's really hard to just trust your body. And so using these different tools is going to be so helpful for you, so you can learn to listen to your body. Yeah. The scale that I just kind of talked about, that 1 to 10, kind of deciding when you're going to go to the gym, when you're going to listen to your body, is so, so helpful until you can be okay, fuck that. I know when I need to rest, because that kind of takes me into my next and last tip is number 5 is stop getting in your own way. So often we just leave it to our feelings to decide how we act, when feelings come and go. But if you actually have an end goal that you want to get to, you can't always let your feelings dictate how you show up for yourself. And that's not to say you force yourself to do a HIIT workout when you just started your period and you're fucking exhausted and you didn't sleep. That's not what I'm saying. But you can show up for yourself in a different way by saying, okay, I feel like shit, but I'm going to go for a little walk just to get a little bit of movement in. But so often we self-sabotage ourselves because we only listen to our feelings and we think about things in the short term rather than the long term. And so if we can just convince yourself that you love the shit out of your routines and use your mind to its advantage, you are going to be unstoppable. It's a combination of knowing when to push yourself, but also listening to your body and show up for yourself in the way that your body needs. And that's how you actually stick to a routine, is everything that I just said. Creating a routine that works for you, making your rituals fun so you actually want to do them, switching them up when you need to, but creating space with them as well. And then stop getting in your own way. we self-sabotage so often. And it's because we let our mind and our feelings dictate how we act. But if we can use our mind to our advantage and decide that we want to be better, we want to be different, and we are not going to let anything get in our way, you're unstoppable. But also listening to your body at the same time. Honoring your body is not forcing yourself to go to an Orange Theory class 7 days a week. Honoring your body is moving your body every single day, but doing it in a way that feels good to you. That's how you show up for yourself. That's how you get out of that all or nothing mindset. And that's how you actually stick to a routine. And another way that you can really stop getting in your own way, really start to work on mindset and convincing yourself that you love your routines, because you should. You shouldn't be forcing yourself to do the things. Like, you're never going to stick with it. You have to actually enjoy the shit out of your routines, or else you're not going to get very far. And that starts in the mind. That's why I'm so fucking annoying about mindset, is because that's where all your decision making comes from. Your mindset is what decides if you're going to do your morning routine or not. Your mindset decides if you are going to work out when you say you're going to or not. Your mindset decides if you're going to choose the healthier option or the less healthier option. Your mind decides your perspective. Your mind decides your reality. So you have to use it with yourself, not against yourself. But some tools for that are identity work. And I did a whole podcast episode on that last week. So go listen to that if you want some more. I even do a whole activity that you can kind of follow along with. Get your notebook out and actually do affirmations, like getting some sort of app. I know there's Calm, but there's also Superhuman, the one I'm obsessed with. That is an amazing app to just pump positivity into your mind. Journaling. I feel like so many people have resistance to journaling. And the way I journal is not, okay, what do I want to write today? Come on, brain. Like, let's think of things. Let's do a brain dump. That's not what I do. I have a couple prompts that I do every single day. And also sometimes you guys just need to suck it up. Like, you build up this whole thing in your mind that is, oh my gosh, this journaling is going to be so hard. Like, I can't do this. I have so many clients do it, and then I'm like, okay, why don't you just try it? Try it for a week, see how it goes. And they're like, oh my gosh, like I was building up in my brain to think it had to be this whole thing, and it wasn't even hard. I'm like, I know. But like, you guys have to be the one to decide that you're going to try it. I can't force you to do anything. You have to show up for yourself. But using this mindset work, EFT tapping, affirmations, hypnosis, identity work, like all of this stuff makes sticking to a routine 10 bajillion times easier, especially the identity work. I wanted to talk about this. It's funny because I did the identity work podcast last week, and I had just recently created a new identity of myself, just kind of like doing this whole journaling prompts. I actually read it on my last episode too. But it's so funny. I was struggling to stick with the 4 days of working out until I did this work. So I was like, all right, Ashley, you need to start using your own mindset tools, okay? And I did it. And I shit you not, I have done 4 days a week ever since I did that, probably like 3 weeks ago. And that's because every single time I go to work out, even if like yesterday it was pouring, there was one part of me that was like, fuck that, Ashley. Like, just go inside, chill before your appointment, or go get some more work done. And then I asked myself, like, what would my future self be? What would my future self do? Do I want to step into this new leveled up version of myself, or do I want to stay the same? And I chose stepping up, leveling up every single time. And it's because I asked myself that question, who do I want to be? Do I want to be the current version of me, or do I want to be the future leveled up version of me? And when you ask yourself that question, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be like, all right, Ashley, let's fucking go. Like, let's do what we need to do. And again, even though I only did a 20-minute workout yesterday, I still showed up for myself. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I didn't have an all or nothing mindset. I didn't say, fuck it, I'm just not going to do anything. Even today, I typically work out in the mornings. I am wearing gym clothes right now. I feel like I usually dress up a little bit for my podcast, but I was like, I really want to make sure I work out today because I've only worked out once this week and it's Thursday. No, I worked out twice this week, but I don't really like to force myself to work out on the weekend. So I want to do it today and tomorrow. And so I have my gym clothes on because I'm setting myself up for success. I'm already ready to go. All I have to do is show up to the gym or walk to my garage if that's what I'm going to do. But again, it's this identity work of, it's not am I going to do it? Because my future self knows if I want to level up to that next version of myself, I'm going to fucking do it. But again, it's about figuring out what works for you. Maybe your identity work isn't 4 days a week because you're a mom and you want to work out twice a week and maybe it's just on the weekends. Great. But create that. And I feel like I always go on tangents with identity work because I freaking am obsessed with it. But I won't do that right now because I want you to go listen to the last podcast episode. But yeah, that's all I got. 5 tips to actually stick to a routine. Just to recap one more time, create a routine that works for you. Make your rituals fun and cute. Call them rituals. Stop calling them routines. I feel like, routines, like, I don't know. Actually, that kind of reminds me of dance a little bit. But I don't know. Rituals just sound like fun and cute. Create space within your rituals, using that masculine and feminine energy. Set energetic minimums for yourself. And lastly, stop getting in your own way. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. Please rate and review. Screenshot it, share it with a friend who you think needs to hear this. It really, really helps the podcast grow. And I've absolutely freaking loved podcasting. It is my new favorite thing, truthfully. So sharing with a friend or sharing on your story would mean the absolute world to me. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next one.